Welcome to this journey through the annals of psychology, where we delve into 10 of the most controversial experiments ever conducted. These investigations have shaped our understanding of the human mind but have also stirred debates about the ethical boundaries of scientific exploration. The first stop on our journey is the infamous Milgram Experiment. In the early 1960s, psychologist Stanley Milgram sought to understand obedience to authority. Participants were instructed to administer electric shocks to a learner for incorrect answers, with the shocks increasing in severity. The learner was an actor and no real shocks were given, but the participants didn't know this. The results were alarming. A majority of participants obeyed, administering what they believed to be lethal shocks. This experiment, however, faced heavy criticism for the extreme emotional distress it caused the participants. Next, we explore the Stanford prison experiment, orchestrated by Philip Zimbardo, which aimed to investigate the psychological effects of perceived power. In a mock prison, participants were assigned as either guards or prisoners. The experiment quickly spiraled out of control, with guards exhibiting sadistic tendencies and prisoners showing signs of extreme stress and anxiety. This experiment is often cited as an example of ethical lines blurred in the pursuit of knowledge. We then turn to the Little Albert experiment, conducted by John B. Watson. Watson sought to prove that fear could be conditioned. He exposed a 9-month-old infant dubbed Little Albert to various stimuli, including a white rat. Albert initially showed no fear, but after Watson paired the rat's appearance with a loud noise, Albert began to cry at the sight of the rat. Critics argue that Watson's experiment was unethical due to the potential long-term trauma inflicted on Albert. Our fourth controversial experiment is the Asch conformity experiments. Solomon Asch wanted to understand how individuals yielded to or defied a majority group. Participants were presented with a simple line-matching task, but with the majority giving wrong answers, many participants chose to conform rather than trust their own judgment. These experiments highlight the powerful influence of conformity, but are often critiqued for their manipulative nature. Albert Bandura's Bobo doll experiment is next on our list. Bandura investigated if children would imitate aggressive behavior observed in adults. Indeed, after watching adults act aggressively towards a Bobo doll, children mimicked the behavior, suggesting that aggression can be learned through observation. Critics, however, argue that this experiment could have encouraged violent behavior in children. Moving forward, we discuss the Bystander Effect, inspired by the tragic case of Kitty Genovese. Researchers wanted to understand why multiple witnesses failed to help Genovese, leading to the discovery of the Bystander Effect, where individuals are less likely to offer help in the presence of other bystanders. The controversy lies in the potential violation of privacy and the emotional distress the reenactments may have caused. The seventh experiment, known as the Monster Study, was conducted by Wendell Johnson. He aimed to prove that stuttering was a learned behavior, using orphan children as subjects. The children subjected to negative speech therapy developed speech problems, some lasting a lifetime. This experiment is widely considered one of the most unethical in psychology due to its lasting harm on vulnerable children. Next, we discuss Martin Seligman's learned helplessness experiment, where dogs were subjected to inescapable shocks, leading to a state of learned helplessness akin to human depression. This experiment was crucial for understanding depression, but faced criticism for its cruel treatment of animals. Our penultimate stop takes us to Harlow's monkey experiments. Harry Harlow separated infant monkeys from their mothers to study attachment and social deprivation. The monkeys exhibited severe psychological distress, raising serious ethical questions about the treatment of animals in experiments. Finally, we examine the Aversion Project in South Africa, where aversion therapy was used to cure homosexuality during apartheid. The procedures, including chemical castrations and electric shocks, were inhumane and based on flawed assumptions, marking a dark chapter in the history of psychological experimentation. In conclusion, these 10 controversial experiments have significantly shaped psychology, sparking important conversations about ethical guidelines in research. While these experiments have contributed to our understanding of human behavior, they also serve as stark reminders of the potential harm that can arise when ethical boundaries are overstepped. Thank you for joining this exploration of psychology's controversial past. Ponder the ethical dilemmas presented and consider the balance between the pursuit of knowledge and the respect for human dignity. Remember to like, share, and subscribe for more fascinating insights into the world of psychology.